absolute pleasure to welcome you today to the hangar at Oaks Amusement Park, home of the Rose City Rollers. Today, we're thrilled to showcase the talents of both the Rose Petals and the Rosebuds Junior Derby programs. Our first bout features the Rose Petals Daughters of Doom facing off against the Voodoo Dolls. But get comfortable, as you won't want to miss the Rosebud's own Death Scar Derby Droids versus the Undead Avengers. But before we get the eight-wheeled action underway, would you please rise for the singing of our national anthem, performed today by Adriana Bennett. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? All right, give it up for Adriana Bennett. I'm Layla Smackdown, and joining me on the microphone today are none other than Magic Pony Power Hour and Bane Anna. Howdy, fellas.
Hey, nice to be here.
And Derby fans, if you'd please put your hands together in recognition of our hard-working officiating crew, ably led today by Kieran Duncan and Melodrama. Don't be shy. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen and everything in between, let's get this Derby started.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to introduce for you the Rose City's own Voodoo Dolls. Skating for you today, number 10, A-Bomb. Number 111, Flying Squirrel. Number 14, Screamsicle. Number 17, a Little Trickster. Number 171, Sassafras. Number 2, Donut Mess With Me. Number 21, Fright Town. Number 3, Ziggy Scarlust. Number 31, Kid Vicious. Number 38, get this, Cthulhu. Number 51, Crazy Train. Choo choo. Number 7, Fast and Curious. And last but not least, number 904, Ruby Slippers. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make a racket for your Voodoo Dolls.
All right. Busting out and brawling in blue is the Daughters of Doom. Number 1, Cruisin'. Number 11, Smash Tag. Number 112, Hello Kitty. Number 122, Square Nut. Number 128, Corky Daisy. Number 18, Rotten Candy. Number 202, Heartbreaker. Number 222, Gloom and Doom. Number 5, Popsicle. Number 52, Bee Stings. Number 65, Dragon Slayer. Number 8, I'll see you later. And number 828, Strawberry Short Fuse. Let's make some noise for the Daughters of Doom.
I know, right? Just put it on loop.
All right, well, we have quite the packed house tonight. I just want to take a quick poll of all you Derby fans in the audience. How many of you, is this your first time watching roller derby? Show of hands, let's get those hands up.
Other than me.
Oh, I'm so excited to be
Awesome.
a part of your initiation. We are gonna do our best and the first stages of this bout to walk you through some of the fundamental rules. Also, don't be shy. Derby fans love talking about roller derby. So grab someone that's in a volunteer shirt, grab someone wearing a Purple Rain t-shirt, and they will fill you in accordingly. I'm so excited. Are you excited?
Super excited.
I'm so excited.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's start with, well, who's on the track right now? We have 10 skaters on the track, 4 blockers from each team. We'll talk about who they are in a little while. We're going to start with talking about the 2 skaters with the stars on their helmets, and we call those jammers.
And they are off the line to a quick start. Both jammers out at the same time. Now, with both jammers on the track, both are allowed and capable of scoring points once they've broken through their initial pass, which both skaters already did. It is only one skater that has control of the time clock, and that skater is called the lead jammer.
Yes. So the lead jammer is the first jammer to break out of the pack. And when she comes back around, she will score 1 point for every player from the other team that she passes. We'll see this right now. We're starting off with Kid Vicious up for the Voodoo Dolls. And Smash Tag breaks out in the front and takes lead jammer for the Daughters of Doom.
Now, lead jammer is definitely a very advantageous position. Like I mentioned, they will have control as to how long the jam ends. Jams do last a maximum of 2 minutes. However, when you see a lead jammer slapping her hands on her hips in such a way, that indicates that the jam is to be called off. Very good strategy to employ because the lead jammer wants to score as many points as possible while trying to prevent the other jammer from scoring any.
And in that one, Smash Tag picked up 4 points for the Daughters of Doom before she called off the jam. Coming up next, let's talk about all those blockers. Right now, Voodoo Dolls starting down 1 blocker to the penalty box, and the Daughters of Doom have all 4 blockers on the track. Breaking out, Fast and Curious takes lead jammer.
Fast and Curious is out for lead jammer, but Corky Daisy has also emerged out of the initial pass.
So the blocker's job in this game, if you haven't figured it out, is to slow down the opposing team's jammer and to help their jammer get through the pack. Right now, the Daughters of Doom are sweeping in to help their jammer through the pack. they opened up a door for her, and she blasted right through, grabbing her 4 points.
Something that makes roller derby so different than other sports you might have watched is that blockers have to play both offense and defense simultaneously.
It's hard.
They want to build walls to try to protect and contain, protect their points, keep the other jammers from passing them, but at the same time, try and make strategic plays, set picks, set screens, move opposing blockers out of the way so their own jammer can strategically pass them and score points.
And since we're in Rose Petals, the game is slightly different. The periods are only 20 minutes long, and there are no giant roller derby hits. The skaters can only do positional blocking. It makes the blocker's job a little more difficult, but it takes a lot more skill. These are very, very talented skaters for their age group, and I absolutely, as all of you, should totally be enjoying yourself. Right now, Jammer's going crazy, just racking up points left and right for both sides.
It's absolutely the case. Even with the slight modification to the rules, it really doesn't compromise the integrity of the sport. We just saw a little apex jump by Ziggy Scarlett, just stepping right on over that apex, picking up all those points.
Still a 1-point game. It's going to go quickly. Ziggy Scarlett dropped to the inside, has to go back behind the person who knocked her out before she can re-enter the track.
I want to give a little shout out to Crazy Train on the track, doing a fantastic job communicating with their fellow teammates, articulating exactly when they need to fall down and compress on defense.
Ziggy Scarlett on her way to the penalty box. She'll spend 30 seconds thinking about what she's done, while I'll See You Later goes nuts on the track.
There is a lot going on at the track at any given time. We're going to do our best to fill you in on exactly what those penalties are being called for.
I'll See You Later driving that whole line forward. One more to get by, and she picks up all 5 points. That's 4 points for each skater on the track, and what we call a ghost point for the skater sitting in the penalty box.
And we now have both jammers in gameplay.
This
at one
jam
time.
is going on forever. I'll See You Later through for 5 more, coming up behind her, and that jam is off. You want to talk about penalties?
I mean, if we're looking to have an intervention for my penalties,
That's the truth.
we're a few years late for that. But yes, let's talk about penalties. You might be seeing a lot of wild gesticulations coming from the hands of the referees on the track. What's happening is there are only so many things you can legally do to each other on the track. When an infraction is made, the referee blows their whistle, makes the gesture, and sends the person that has committed it to the penalty box for at least 30 seconds.
Penalties you'll hear us talking about a lot today will be cutting. That's passing somebody on the outside of the inside or the outside of the marked lines on the track. Back blocking occasionally happens. That's hitting a skater from behind.
We'll call him as we see him.
We'll call them and see them. The game's loaded with things you can't do, but right now, all I can focus is on things you can do, and it's Donut Mess With Me driving the line forward and finally breaking out.
That was some really incredible defense by the entire Daughters of Doom blocker pack out there. Did a really great job of scrubbing the speed of the jammer. Finally having to let that jammer go because you need to be engaged within the pack only out to a certain distance. After that, those blockers run the risk of engaging in out-of-play penalties. So they did a great job of letting that jammer go when they had to.
All right, on the next one.
All right, and wearing the star for the Daughters of Doom is Corky Daisy.
And Voodoo Dolls have the Crazy Train back on the track.
Corky Daisy in a foot race to the front and earns that lead jammer status.
Crazy Train out and making her scoring pass.
Great job by the Daughters of Doom doing a little bit of speed control, deciding to just make it as easy as possible on their jammer to try and score some points.
Corky Daisy calling that one off. 1 point for the Daughters of Doom.
And if you already have skates but are looking for a new set of wheels, check out Tonkin.com. The largest selection of new and used autos in the Pacific Northwest is only a click away at Tonkin.com. Thank you.
On the line, number 3.
Ziggy Scarlett wearing the star for the Voodoo Dolls, facing off against I'll See You Later. And it is I'll See You Later out in front as lead jammer for the Daughters of Doom.
Multiplayer block being assessed. Still being assessed. And 2 Daughters of Doom going to the penalty box. That jam is off. So those skaters who go to the penalty box, they have to stay there for 30 seconds. If the jam ends, they stay. Their time stops. And when the new jam starts, they finish their time. Bane, what do you got?
Well, if after this bout you're on the track or off and are hungry, check out Porcano. Amazing tacos with 2 locations on Mississippi and Hawthorne. Porcano for all your taco needs.
Very good. Are they still...
And it is Fast and Curious wearing the star, hot on the heels of lead jammer Smash Tag for the Daughters of Doom. We have both teams doing a great job checking in with their coaches, getting some advice as to where they should be as the jammers hit. And that was a quick and dirty.
And to go great with those Porcano tacos, check out Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer, PBR penalty box. Bad girls, good beer.
That jam was so fast, we still have the same blockers residing in the penalty box, and they are being joined by their jammer.
I looked away and the jam, well, I didn't even notice.
Well, you're clearly their good luck charm, so pay attention.
Yeah,
this is a very unique situation we see out here, and it will not be the last one you see of the evening. This is not only lead jammer for Ruby Slippers, but this is a power jam scenario. Ruby Slippers having a strong advantage because there's going to be a good 30 seconds. The Ruby Slippers is going to attempt to run up the score, being the only jammer on the track at the moment.
Ruby Slippers powers away through on the inside right now. Hits the inside again and just steps through. The Voodoo Dolls doing a super job screening off all of the Daughters of Doom.
Little Trickster and Ziggy Scarlett's doing a great job of checking in, knowing when to play offense for their jammer as she hits the pack, and then refocusing, turning attention back to defense. Amazing versatility.
Smash Tag on the run with Ruby Slippers right behind her, both of them coming out of the pack. Right now the pack reassessing, setting up, and that jam is off. Bane, what do you got?
Well, what I got is some dessert. After you enjoy your Porcano tacos and PBR beer, check out Voodoo Donuts. The magic is in the hole, a proud sponsor of the Rose City Rollers and the Wheels of Justice.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me see a show of hands. Who gets what's going on now on the track? You guys understand how the game works?
All crystal clear now, right? Okay,
Super.
great.
Somebody come up here and tell me.
Well, Pony, how it works.
Well, this is perfect because we're almost starting from scratch with a 5-on-5 lineup, the first we've seen since the game started.
Breaking out, Kid Vicious, one more to get by. Takes it on the outside, lead jammer, Voodoo Dolls.
And that was not easy for Kid Vicious, but with a big lap lead, a great opportunity to maybe get a little bit of help from her teammates as she tries to forge through and chisel away some more points.
Multiplayer block assessed to Fast and Curious. And that jam is off. Bane.
Well, if you were to forget your skates at home, unfortunately, call Radio Cab. Radio Cab, the other way to roll. Call a cab today.
Roller Derby friends and fiends, we have a 2-point game. This is a really exciting game. It's okay to make some noise. I know it's a Sunday afternoon, but you can feel free to cheer for your favorite team, your friends on the track, your fellow brownies, your fellow troop members. All right, and we are engaged in an official timeout right now. We're going to send Magic Pony down to the floor, check in with the referees, and see what it's all about. We'll be checking back in with him in a moment.
Just assessing penalties and making sure everybody's serving the time they need to serve.
And Ziggy Scarlust is the only jammer on the track. It is Power Jam and Lead Jammer for Ziggy Scarlust. A fierce wall of Daughters of Doom to meet Ziggy Scarlust as she hits that pack hard, but makes her way around for a grand slam 5 points. Remember, she does get 5 points as one opponent was sitting in the penalty box. She picks up the point for that seated skater, known again as ghost points. And we do have a lead change as Dragon Slayer emerges from the penalty box.
Thank you. Donut Mess With Me on our way to the penalty box.
And speaking of that penalty box, our proud sponsor, Pabst Blue Ribbon Beer. Bad girls, good beer, Pabst Blue Ribbon. Proud sponsor of Rose City Rollers.
Layla, tell us about the raffle.
We have an awesome raffle basket, and proceeds do go to benefit the juniors program. So you buy those tickets and you buy them by the fistful. The prizes value over $400 and include Winterhawks group tickets, a set of wheels, Voodoo donuts, custom helmet painting, gift cards for restaurants and spas, and all kinds of amazing Derby swag. So be sure to buy those raffle tickets and buy them liberally.
Smash Tag is your lead jammer, Ruby Slippers. Smash Tag on her way to the penalty box. Ruby Slippers on the track all by herself. Powers through that Daughters of Doom line.
And since that lead jammer was sent to the penalty box, that means this jam is going to last a full 2 minutes.
That's 2 long minutes.
Ruby Slippers just did a heck of a job steamrolling through. She used some really sharp and legal shoulders, most importantly, to just pry her way right through that wall.
Dolls open up the inside. Ruby Slippers tries to break through, gets dumped to the end, gets up and runs the line, breaks through, takes all 5 points.
And Smash Tag just made that last scoring pass, cut right through that wall, and it worked so well, decided to do it again. Oh, but unfortunately,
Voodoo Dolls were a little unorganized, and Smash Tag just blew through the line. Now she's on her way back to the penalty box for a cut.
Didn't even slow her down. Another 35 seconds.
Dolls standing by on the outside and inside line. Ruby Slippers sweeping in to clear the track.
Ruby Slippers getting a little help from an outside little love bump from Donut Mess With Me, doing a great job of just scrambling up that wall was all that Slippers needed.
And it.
This has been a very lucrative jam for the Voodoo Dolls.
Voodoo Dolls running away with it in the last 5 minutes of the game. And here we've got a team timeout for the Daughters of Doom. That's a Magic Pony Music Minute. And we're right back in it. On the line, number 128, Corky Daisy for your Daughters of Doom.
Facing off once again against Fast and Curious for the Voodoo Dolls.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's perfectly okay. There you go, Corky Daisy busting out and taking lead jammer.
Right up that inside line, choosing the shortest distance around. That one gets an A in geometry.
Fast and Curious to the penalty box. Corky Daisy on the track by herself for a second. Now she's on her way to the penalty box. And coming up, watch the penalty box. You'll see an amazing thing happen. Because Derby is no fun with no jammers, Corky Daisy will sit down and Fast and Curious will be released back onto the track. Fast and Curious, Corky Daisy now has to serve the exact amount of time that Fast and Curious was in the box. And she will be released back onto the track.
What a great way to keep the momentum going.
An effective penalty kill.
Corky Daisy going alone up front, finding an answer on that inside and picking up 4 more points for the Daughters of Doom.
Fast and Curious running up the inside line. 2 more to get by. Just walks around it.
It does look like a multiplayer block called on Hello Kitty.
Let's go. And that's Corky Daisy.
I don't know if it's just this crazy punk rock music, but we got a little bit of scrambling going on out there. Lots of kind of excited molecules on the track, getting a little bit more tightening up to prevent those jammers from just walking right on through.
Dragon Slayer on the inside line doing a great job slowing down Fast and Curious. She takes Joey Ramone seriously, and that jam is off.
No skates, no bike. Call Car to Go. Meet the future of car sharing. Sign up today at car2go.com.
All right, so we have a timeout being called by Coach Headache for the Daughters of Doom, basically requesting that a review be made of a penalty that was assessed, potentially. If the referees decide that it is worth reviewing, that timeout will not be assessed against the team. They will get to keep that timeout. We're gonna check in with Magic Pony in just a second to see what the haps.
Whether or not the penalty stands, there are Kind Bars to nosh on. Kind Bars, a brand of all-natural whole nut and fruit bars made from ingredients you can see and pronounce.
I love that business. What's up, Magic Pony?
Well, a lot of things. I got a parking ticket. But here, Daughters of Doom are concerned about a hit that happened right at the end of the last jam. And we're having a consultation about how bad that hit actually was.
All right, Zebra Team Huddle. I'm into it. You'll keep us posted.
So I want to let everybody know, when we say a child's name, a skater's name, so in just a few seconds, I'm going to say something like, I'm going to say on the line, number 8, I'll see you later. What are you guys supposed to do? You audience, what do you do? So then I say number 31, Kid Vicious. That is the audience participation of this game, and it's really, really important.
Secret Aardvark? Secret Aardvark? Do you know what that? What is it? What is it?
Hot sauce.
Got it.
All right, it looks like we're
So-
getting everything back in order. What is up?
Yes, the hit happened. Penalty assessed. Everything's. Let's get back to the game.
Okay, let's get back to it. That sounds like a good plan.
And if you'd like to purchase a ticket from one of our upcoming events, they are sold at the Nightlight Lounge. That is Rose City Rollers' favorite Clinton Street bar and the only place to get Rose City Roller tickets in town. That is the Nightlight Lounge.
And don't forget, we do still have another super exciting bout coming your way right after this. And once you kind of start to understand what's going on today, you will definitely want to tune in to our live stream of Wednesday night's senior roller derby action, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Geritol League.
All right, and we are back at it with just over 2 minutes left on the clock.
And just like we practiced on the track, number 8, I'll see you later.
I'll see you later is in a power jam scenario.
That was good. We should have practiced more, but you guys did a good job. Right now, I'll see you later, powering her way along the inside line. They cannot push her out or slow her down. Lead jammer, Daughters of Doom.
That was a great job by the Voodoo Dolls of scrubbing as much speed as they can. They burned a good 15 seconds off of their jammer's penalty before I'll see you later emerged from that pack.
I'll see you later on the outside line, slides through and takes all 5. This is the last 2 minutes in this period. Daughters of Doom would love to make up some of the points. Huge apex jump. I'll see you later.
Wow, I'll see you later came around super fast like a blue comet scoring those last 4 points.
Pachoo!
Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it. I'll see it later.
It was
Fran's Bakery in Portland. Fran's has been proudly baking in Portland since 1906 for all your bread needs. Fran's Bakery.
And we're just kidding. Our officials are just checking in with each other, making sure all the T's are crossed, dotted lowercase j's, and the whatnot. Hey, now's a great time to buy some raffle tickets. If you see someone flapping around like a crazy person, waving those raffle tickets, buy them.
Or call the police. Or call 911. I think she's having a seizure. She'll stop having that seizure for $1 each, 10 for 5. $20 for your height.
All right, 4-on-4 as both pivots are sitting in the penalty box at the moment. But we have lead
Smash
jammer.
tag.
Smash tag, Daughters of Doom.
And at number 2, Donut Mess With Me. I should remember that. The world's cutest derby name.
Smash Tag did a great job of pushing out that wall, really just breaking it up, making it like a little easy obstacle course so she could pick up all the points.
30 seconds to reset the track. We're down to probably the final jam on this half.
And we want to give a huge shout out to OHSU Sports Medicine, the official medical professionals for RCR Rose City Rollers. Check out OHSU Sports Medicine.
Little trickster tiptoeing up that outside, but it is I'll see you later who earns lead jammer status.
Again, I was looking the other direction and I missed it. She's very quick. Thusly her name.
Voodoo Dolls blockers doing a good job of getting some control of that speed. However, I'll see you later. Really patient jammer with great pickup speed. So even when I'll see you later is brought to a near dead stop, just kind of times which direction she wants to juke it and takes those holes. 5 more points for the Daughters of Doom, narrowing the lead set by the Voodoo Dolls as we come into a close of this first half.
I want to point out the awesome play by number 122. That's Square knot on the inside and the outside, covering her line. Still right now taking one more swing at Little Trickster before she gets by.
I'll see you later on, I think, skim of her wheels along that outside to call off the jam.
And it's intermission. This is anybody's game. We got another 20 minutes on the clock. Let's go nuts. We're starting off with number 904, Ruby Slippers. Where's the audience participation?
Quirky Daisy shooting off and looking for an answer on that inside, but
Ruby Slippers takes lead jammer.
You know, if this is your first bout today, this is a really great indication that it is never a runaway. We've seen so many jams just go back and forth from a couple of points. We've seen comebacks from over 50 points down. So really, it's hard to bet on games like this. Best to just enthusiastically cheer.
And that's Quirky Daisy on her way to the penalty box right at the end of that jam for a back block. She'll start off the next jam in that box, and that'll mean number 3, Ziggy Scarlust in a power jam. Bane, what do you got?
Well, perhaps after the bout, she'll cheer up by having a Voodoo Donut. The magic being in the hole. Voodoo Donuts is a proud sponsor of the Rose City Rollers and the Wheels of Justice.
Ziggy Scarlust off the line. Right now pushing forward, the Daughters of Doom.
Fantastic defense by Square Knot, serving as a buttress to support that wall and then bridging the gap between. She's just a little junior engineer of America out there.
Strawberry Short Fuse covering the inside line, holding that. And forcing Ziggy Scarlust to go to the out. Ziggy Scarlust trying to find some space. Short Fuse goes after her, can't catch her.
Quirky Daisy being very patient and choosing right down the center as her path through that wall, out on her initial pass.
Number 11, Smash Tag on her way to the penalty box. Scarlust through for another 4 points.
Scarlett's doing a great job of really using the physics of the track to whip herself around from the outside, finding a pretty uninhibited, unprotected hole to just climb on through, get those points. Get them!
And why wait till Tuesday for a taco when you can get one any day at Porque No? Porque No, amazing tacos with 2 locations, Mississippi and Hawthorne.
Man, I love that place. Back on the line, ladies and gentlemen, number 31, Kid Vicious.
Kid Vicious is facing off against LCU later. No stranger to that jammer position and no stranger to lead jammer.
Both jammers out and on the run. The blockers setting up shop. Doom opens up and drives their jammer through. She calls it off.
And keep your derby fashionable by checking out Sakatumi. Sakatumi, unleash your inner superhero at sakatumi.com.
Sock it to me.
Sock it to you.
On the line, number 7, Fast and Curious.
And 128 for the Daughters of Doom, Quirky Daisy.
Both jammers attacking the line. Quirky Daisy blows through and takes lead jammer.
Fast and Curious, hot on her heels though, doing all that is possible to narrow that gap between and hits that pack hard.
Dolls ready for Quirky's assault. They can't hold her back. She breaks through and calls it off.
And if you're not in the mood for tacos and are more of a hamburger person, check out Joe's Burgers. 4 locations, awesome burgers, and the official feeder of our amazing Rose City Roller volunteer squad. Thank you, Joe's Burgers. Thank you.
Dolls already off on the run, but far from an unsurmountable lead in the time we have left. Daughters of Doom drop number 11, Smash Tag, onto the track.
Smash Tag right down the center and out as lead jammer in very quick time, only 5 seconds to get out on the initial pass. Great opportunity for the Daughters of Doom to put up some more points and narrow that lead that the Voodoo Dolls have thrown up leading out of that first half.
Kid Vicious with a couple of great blocks through the pack. Voodoo Dolls holding the line right now. Kid Vicious on the inside. And Smash Tag blows through for another 5.
Square not really earning that pivot cap. Lots of smarts in that small old noggin there. Really strategic switches from offense to defense and back again. Great awareness coming out of Square Knot.
We of Rose City Rollers would like to send a huge thanks to Oaks Amusement Park right across the parking lot. Oaks is the home of the Rose City Rollers and the place to purchase your derby gear. Oaks Amusement Park.
Back on the track, Ruby Slippers.
We have a full lineup hitting that track out there. Ruby Slippers stepping on her way through for lead jammer.
LCU later finds her way through the pack. She's on her scoring pass.
Also taking the track for her debut bout is none other than Screamsicle, number 14 for the Voodoo Dolls. Lots of fans out there tonight here to cheer you on for your first bout. Great job.
We are having a great time taking lots of pictures. If you'd like to see some older black and white classic derby images, check out TimothyMurphyPhotography.com. That's TimothyMurphyPhotography.com for classic black and white film derby images.
Back on the line, number 31, Kid Vicious.
And once again, 128, Corky Daisy for the Daughters of Doom.
Kid Vicious tearing through the line and taking lead jammer. I can see that she's already thinking about a future with the Wheels of Justice.
Fran's Bakery. Check out Fran's Bakery, proudly baking in Portland since 1906. They have amazing loaves of bread. Fran's Bakery.
Hot and fresh.
Hot and fresh, for sure.
That was
Just
my
like-
nickname in high school.
I was going to say, just like Layla Smackdown.
Were we all thinking that?
I think that's what I was setting up. We're all on the same page. And it is a team timeout for the Voodoo Dolls. That means another Magic Pony Music Minute.
And getting back to it, we have Ruby Slippers wearing the star for the Voodoo Dolls and out as lead jammer. Smash Tag getting the what for at the front of the pack, but is out on the initial pass. Ruby Slippers checking in with coach and deciding it is best to call it after those clean and easy 4 points to the Daughters none. But I don't know if you folks have noticed it. If you've been closely watching the scoreboard, then your blood pressure is going through the roof because we are back to only a 2-point game.
So we'll see what they show. If they show up with one of those, we know what it is.
Sounds good. Sounds
The
good.
paper bag thing is just moving paper bags from one place to another. So we'll see how it goes.
And we are back to it. Kid Vicious wearing the star for the Voodoo Dolls. But oh my goodness, I blinked and I'll see you later is the lead jammer.
This has been the rockin' matchup all day. Kid Vicious versus I'll See You Later.
I look forward to watching them match up against each other for many years to come.
I sure hope so. Kid Vicious out first and on the run. She is not your lead jammer, but she broke right through that pack. I'll See You Later calls it off.
And we have an empty penalty box. It is still our official Pabst Blue Ribbon beer penalty box. Bad girls, good beer. And if beer isn't your thing and you're more into ciders, check out Two Town Cider. Damn fine cider made here in the Pacific Northwest.
We're coming up in the last 10 minutes of this game. At halftime, during the intermission, we'll have an audience participation game. You'll want to stick around and see that. And also, toddle on over to the concession stand and pick yourself up some chow or something refreshing to drink.
Quirky Daisy working hard to earn that lead jammer status. Really pushing her way through on that inside like she's moving furniture. My goodness. Great foot control by both jammers. Came in real hot to the back of the pack, but managed to just scrub all their own speed without hitting that wall illegally.
And Layla, do you know what helps with excellent foot control?
Do tell.
Radar Wheels, proud partner of the Wheels of Justice. Radar Wheels, nail that stop.
Back on the line, number 3 for the Voodoo Dolls. That's Ziggy Scarlust.
And we're down to a 1-point game.
Actually, it's 130 versus 135.
Smash tag out as lead jammer, but Ziggy Scarlust doesn't love the sound of that. Working her way, trying to find an answer on that inside to overtake the lead jammer.
Holy mackerel, Ziggy Scarlust fighting hard to break through the pack. And that jam is off.
My God, you would almost
That was
think
awesome.
she was already going to CrossFit Magnus, official fitness partner of the Wheels of Justice.
And it is once again a 2-point game. The lead has flip-flopped back in favor of the Daughters of Doom. Daughters of Doom fans, what do you think about that? Retaking the lead, huh?
I'll See You Later back on the track with Ruby Slippers. Whistles galore, a multiplayer block being called on someone. Number 143, 122.
Square knot. I'll see you later, the only jammer on the track at the moment.
Little trickster trying to slow her down up front. This has been some seriously amazing derby play.
Oh my goodness, did you just see that huge offense that came out of none other than Heartbreaker? Opens up that whole outside lane. Maybe it resulted in a penalty, but it also resulted in a whole fistful of points for the jammer for Daughters of Doom.
You know, they always say if you're not getting any penalties, you're not playing hard enough.
I ascribed to that line of logic.
Ruby Slippers and I'll See You Later both heading back to the bench as we reset.
Need a sign? Need a sticker? Bike Punk, bikepunk.com, locally printed, eco-friendly stickers, signs, and design. Visit bikepunk.com.
Back on the line, number 128, Corky Daisy.
Facing off against Kid Vicious, 31. Kid Vicious doing a fantastic job of shimmying and shaking way around that pack. Lead jammer, Kid Vicious.
Kid Vicious playing at an amazing level all day today. Corky Daisy out of the pack and on her scoring pass. Daughters of Doom down 1 to the penalty box right now. One more to get by. It's Kid Vicious up front, and she calls it off.
Great job by Cruz in last line defense, jumping in ahead, not making it a complete runaway. Good job out there.
And afterwards, if you're hungry for a burger, visit Joe's Burgers, 4 locations, awesome burgers, and the official feeder of our amazing Rose City Roller volunteers. Joe's Burgers.
So save the rest of them for the second game.
Oh, this is both games?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm trying to fit them all.
I know.
Okay.
We have Crazy Train all aboard, wearing the star for the Voodoo Dolls. Facing off against Smash Tag, but it is Crazy Train. Smash Tag overtaking Crazy Train's lead. Crazy Train don't like it.
Interested fans will be happy to know that the Rose City Rollers have some new merch. Check out the table near the entrance for merchandise. Can't find your size at the merch table? Check out our full online store at rosecityrollers.com.
This is the third jam in a row where we've seen all of the players on the track. That is very rare as we come into the dying minutes of this bout.
Donut Mess With Me working her way along the outside line. Now cuts to the in. And just trying to find some sunshine in that Doom lineup.
Kid Vicious doing a great job of setting a pick that benefited both her jammer and then also dropping back to punish the opposing jammer.
Donut Mess With Me takes her time, finds the hole, and breaks out lead jammer Voodoo Dolls.
Wow, Donut Mess With Me giving herself a whip off of her own teammate, working her way around, but getting shut down at that last moment.
If you love roller derby and you love the Rose City Rollers, the best team on the planet, we have 2 2016 season passes on sale now. That's 36 bouts for less than the cost of 18.
Holy mackerel, that's half price.
Yeah, right?
Number 904, Ruby Slippers, back on the track.
And none other than Corky Daisy coming into the last 4 minutes of this first bout of the day. Ruby Slippers is the lead jammer in a great position to go ahead and put up some more points for the Voodoo Dolls, narrow the lead of the Daughters of Doom.
Ruby Slippers having a tough time with that lineup. Down somebody went.
Remember to check out our raffles. 1 ticket, $1, 10 tickets for $5, or find the tallest person you know and have them do our height for $20.
All right, we have an official review underway. We're sending Bane Anna down to the track to check in with all of the officiating crew, see what's going on. We're going to check back with him and see what's up.
And the Daughters of Doom are looking for a back block call on the Voodoo Dolls Jammer. The refs will discuss that, and we'll get back to you in a minute. Let you know how it turns out.
She had to go down first, so something made her go down. So it's
That's what. All right, slowly and surely, it looks like we are gearing up to get back to it. Once head referee Karen Duncan checks in with the coaches to let them know what the final consensus is, we'll check back in with Bane and see what they've come up with.
just go over there and ask him, Bane. Bane, just go over there.
The back block has been confirmed. The Voodoo Dolls will start off without a jammer, putting the Daughters of Doom in a power jam.
Thank you so much, Bane. Nice job.
Okay, that was, I'm going to go ahead and say that was a good call and a good use of that timeout for sure.
On the line, number 11, Smash Tag.
Smash Tag is not only lead jammer, this will be a power jam scenario for the Daughters of Doom with just under 3.5 minutes left. Opportunity to run up that score, maybe put the lead to bed for the Daughters.
Multiplayer block being assessed to number 51.
That was really fast and fancy footwork by Kid Vicious, causing the jammer to pick up that track call. Really great speed and toe stop use.
Ruby Slippers released back onto the track, powers through the line.
Huge yet subtle offense as well, just coming from Kid Vicious there, opening up that hole wide for Ruby Slippers.
Kid Vicious with the butter dance and the distraction keeps the door open for Ruby Slippers. Ruby Slippers slowed down just a little bit. Daughters of Doom getting a piece of her on that line.
Ruby Slippers ping-ponging back and forth against that fierce wall of blue doom.
Smash Tag blasting through the line. Finds her way onto a scoring pass.
Taking a little self-assist off Ruby Slippers, letting her blocker set up some fierce and fatal picks, getting another 4 points for the Voodoo Dolls, narrowing that gap.
And number 51, smash tag back to the penalty box. Ruby Slippers blows out again. Kid Vicious there to swing and a miss on smash tag.
Ruby Slippers coming up with a good deal of speed, using it to her advantage to break up that wall of doom.
Under 2 minutes left, and we're looking at a
That was a
7-point game.
big jam.
That was huge.
Just a huge shout out to all our Rose City volunteers. If you happen to come across one of our volunteers, say hello and thank you. We couldn't do this without them. Thank you, Rose City volunteers.
Doom and Doll fans, if you've been saving your voices till the last minute, we are in potentially the last minute. Let's make some noise. We have Corky Daisy out as lead jammer for the Daughters of Doom, but Ziggy Scarlust is hot on her skates.
Both jammers hung up in the pack right now. Corky Daisy calling that one off. We've still got plenty of time for one more jam. Back on the line in what could very well be her last jam in her career as a Daisy, as a Petal. That would be my personal favorite. Number 3. What's her name?
Well, what's so awesome about seeing all the skaters tonight is you can decide who your favorites are, and you get to track their derby careers for so many more years to come. Because in a short time, once they've aged up out of Petals, they will be skating with the Rosebuds. When they have sharpened their teeth, filled out their britches, and shot up a few inches, then they get to retire on up to be the Rose City Rollers.
On the line, the superstar, number 31, Kid Vicious. And she'll be skating against number 11, Smash Tag.
Plowing right through the middle, right off the line, both jammers, but it is Kid Vicious out as lead jammer. This is exactly the position the Voodoo Dolls would want to find themselves in. Only a few points down from the Daughters of Doom. They want to have complete control over the clock.
Smash tag to the penalty box puts Kid Vicious in a power jam. In this, what could very well be the last jam of the game. Kid Vicious right now powering through the front line, breaks out and takes all 5.
That's what we call a grand slam, Kid Vicious.
Kid Vicious back to the line of Daughters of Doom throwing everything they have at her. Powering her way through. Kid Vicious takes the final points and changes the score. Lead change.
Kid Vicious checking in with their coaches and is being told to go, go, go.
This jam will run to its natural conclusion. It's 2 points right now with Smash Tag powering through the line.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please sit tight. We have an unofficial score rating up there. What's gonna happen next is we're gonna hit the floor. We're gonna let the teams take their victory laps. We're going to announce MVPs for both teams, and then we're gonna try and get the second bout underway as quickly as possible. right, the official final score is Voodoo Dolls 176 to Daughters of Doom 175.
All right.
It does look as though the referees are gesturing for an official
review. Hang on. Everybody back to your seats. This game is not over. We may get some more skating out of this yet. We still have some talking to do about the score, is my guess. MVP awards first. So, ladies, let's get those figured out and bring them out to us. And do we have a decision? Captain, somebody bring me out. Donut, mess with me. We're waiting for you to come out and tell us what's going on. Right here. Kid Vicious, Ruby Slippers, anyone, let's bring it out here, right here, me right here, I'm over here, no, I'm over here, don't follow her, I'm all the way over here. That's all right, I'm used to being invisible. Hello, nice game, both of you, seriously. So, are you guys ready? Great, so Kid Vicious, who did you nominate for
Popsicle.
Popsicle! Come and get what's coming to you. Oh, there's the cameras over there. And who else did you guys nominate?
Corky Daisy.
Corky Daisy. Super, thank you so much.
And who do we got for the Voodoo Dolls MVP Jammer?
Ruby Slippers.
Ruby Slippers. And MVP blocker goes to?
Fast and Curious.
Fast and Curious. Excellent choices.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have one more thing to go through. I need to see Corky Daisy, Kid Vicious, Ziggy Scarlust, and Ruby Slippers right here on the track. Is that all of you? Are you guys all here? We need Corky Daisy, Ruby Slippers, Kid Vicious, and Ziggy. These are graduating skaters from Petals. Everybody, let's have make some huge noise from.
Make some noise!
And let's hope they're stepping up to the next level of the league and finally end up skating for the wheels of justice in the future.
Couple more years.
Couple more years, not long, not long
too
at all.